Fear, Faith, and False Justice, the West Memphis Three mystery. It began with a nightmare, 3 boys, missing in a quiet southern town. And it ended with 3 others, teenagers, condemned as killers, not because of what they did, but because of what they looked like. This is the story of the West Memphis Three, a case that would tear a community apart, expose the cracks in America's justice system, and forever blur the line between truth and fear. May 5, 1993. West Memphis, Arkansas. 3 8-year-old boys, Stevie Branch, Michael Moore, and Christopher Byers, went out to ride their bikes and never came home. The next day, police found their bodies in a muddy drainage ditch. Naked, bound hand and foot with shoelaces, brutally beaten. The discovery shook the town to its core. West Memphis wasn't just mourning, it was terrified. People wanted answers, any answers, and they wanted them fast. That's when fear found its targets. Weeks later, police arrested 3 local teenagers, Damien Echols, Jason Baldwin, and Jessie Misskelley. They were misfits, poor, rebellious, fans of heavy metal. Damien wore black, wrote dark poetry, and talked about the occult. To a frightened town, he looked like the devil himself. The investigation quickly turned into a witch hunt. There were no fingerprints, no blood, no DNA, nothing physical to connect the boys to the crime. But then, a confession. Jessie Misskelley, 17 years old, with a low IQ, was interrogated for 12 hours without a lawyer or parent present. After hours of pressure and suggestion, he told the police what they wanted to hear, that he, Damien, and Jason had killed the boys in a satanic ritual. Except, his story didn't fit the timeline. The details were wrong. He even said the murders happened at noon, when the victims were still at school. But by then, it didn't matter. Fear had a face. The town had its monsters. In court, prosecutors spun a tale of satanic sacrifice. They brought in so-called occult experts, who claimed the crime had ritualistic signs. The jury was convinced. In 1994, Damien Echols was sentenced to death. Jason Baldwin and Jessie Misskelley got life in prison. The community breathed a sigh of relief. The devil, they thought, had been exorcised. But the truth was only beginning to surface. Years later, journalists, lawyers, and filmmakers began picking apart the evidence. The confession was proven coerced. Witnesses changed their stories. And forensic science found something new, a hair at the crime scene, not matching any of the 3 teens. It matched Terry Hobbs, the stepfather of one of the victims. But still, no one reopened the case. Public pressure grew. Documentaries like Paradise Lost and celebrities like Johnny Depp and Eddie Vedder demanded justice. And finally, after 18 years in prison, something extraordinary happened. In 2011, the West Memphis Three walked free, under an Alford plea. It was a cruel paradox. They could maintain their innocence, but had to plead guilty to be released. They left prison men, not boys. Their youth stolen, their names forever stained. And the real killer? Still out there. The case remains one of America's most haunting miscarriages of justice, a warning of how easily fear can override facts. The West Memphis Three reminds us. Sometimes evil doesn't wear horns or carry a pitchfork. Sometimes it wears a badge, sits in a jury box, or hides behind the word justice. This is Trial and Terror. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and join us next time, as we dive into the darkest crimes and coldest mysteries the world has ever known. Until then, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, justice begins with truth.